All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Zero Downside podcast. I'm Dr. Wade McKenna. And as always, we're sponsored by moabtexas.com. Today's question is pretty easy. We're going through the peptides, and the question is, why should I take Melanotan, and what can Melanotan do? I think there's some really unique uses for Melanotan. And we're talking about Melanotan 1 and 2. There's a little bit of subtle differences. It depends on what your goals are. But for the most part, we're talking about the melanocortins and support of melanin production or melanotan secretions and pineal function, right? The pineal gland. It's the way that most people would describe Melanotan is the regulation of circadian rhythm. It regulates your sleep patterns. We laugh because my daughter, who is in a different generation than I am, said I should never make the joke that Melanotan is responsible for your sleep and wakefulness cycles, not your wakefulness cycles, but the wakefulness cycles of sleep. But some of the more unique applications of Melanotan is it can help fight opiate and alcohol addiction, and with some dramatic secondary support. One of the best uses for Melanotan is photoprotection for your skin. It's the tanning peptide. You know, when people talk about they travel, they're going to be in sun a lot, and you want to protect you from UV damage, increasing the amount of melanin in your skin is Melanotan. If we're doing it for neuroprotective effect, which is dramatically neuroprotective and cognitive, but if you're doing it for a little bit of a darker skin, and a lot of bodybuilders and athletes know that muscle mass looks a lot better in a tan skin than it stands out more. You need a little bit of color for definition and things to stand out. And one of the better uses for Melanotan is for a little bit of darkening of your pigment. The reason we use it most commonly in our clinic is the sexual wellness functions. It is what is referred to a lot as the erectile peptide. Certainly it's been associated with significant Melanotan II has been associated with significant increases in sexual stimulation. If not everyone has a significant libido and drive, and sometimes neurologically things kind of shut off over time. With Melanotan II, you can kind of turn back on sexual stimulation. It helps support libido function and erectile function in men, libido function and sexual stimulation in women. It's used a lot on the immune regulation. When we're using it for someone with autoimmune illnesses or to support overall immune function, it's daily. It's 100 to 200 micrograms daily for 6 to 8 weeks. If we're using it for tanning or for pigmentation or photosensitivity things, we'll use it for daily for a couple weeks and then go to twice a week to support function. If it's overall sexual wellness, and it's part of our stem cell injection protocol. If we're treating with the Edge shot or VNU for sexual wellness with stem cells, Melanotan II is a significant part of the support of that treatment, and it's twice a week. 0.2 cc's twice a week for 6 to 8 weeks at a time until we restore function. After that, it's more of just restorative sexual wellness support. You can kind of control the pigmentation of your skin if you use it a little bit daily for a couple weeks. After that, you just kind of dose down or back and forth to increase or decrease that. We don't really do a lot of that with Melanotan. If we're using Melanotan, it's usually about immune support, overall sexual wellness, most commonly, pineal function. I do think, and there's a couple books written, there's an author, a guy named Jay Campbell, that talks about pineal function and how Melanotan increased his sense of inner self. I thought it was fascinating because melanocortins are directly associated with how you absorb light. And I think that light and frequency and energy and sound we are a harmonic device, and whether you're a Christian or if you're a monotheist or not, in the Bible, God is referred to as light, and I think there's a really good reason for that. I think that when we talk about everything having a resonant frequency, being barefoot, standing on the earth, the vibrational connections of people, and I think that's become more and more common to think about. It's a lot less hokey than I would have ever thought. There's absolutely vibrational resonance involved in your overall health. There's a reason that 528 hertz, there's a reason that the tuning fork, we use a tuning fork since I've been in medical school to judge fracture healing. If you have a fracture and on x-ray it looks healed and you're trying to decide whether or not you're at risk of re-injury, you hit a tuning fork, you put the tuning fork hinge on the fracture. If it doesn't cause pain, it's healed. If it does cause pain, it's not healed yet. We were taught that in the 80s. The guys in the 60s knew that. That 528 hertz with the tuning fork is really important. But when it comes to absorbing the photosensitivity of your skin and being able to absorb different frequencies and being more sensitive, I think that the melanocortins play a significant role in that. And I will tell you that emotionally, a lot of people, when you're on the melanotans, feel more connected. It is absolutely associated, not when you talk about sexual stimulation and drive and libido, a lot of that is sense of wellness, your interconnectedness, not being so disconnected, and melanin and the melanocortins and the pineal gland and your circadian rhythm, all that's a part of being healthy. With that being said, that's our goal. Melanotan II is part of a wellness protocol. It's certainly part of photosensitivity. One of the other uses, just to fight against opiate and alcohol addiction, dramatic and great use of the melanocortins. Immune support, if it's immune support, it's daily for 6-8 weeks at a time. If it's sexual, part of our sexual protocols, it's a couple times a week. But overall, I think there's a dramatic amount of customizable options associated with the use of the melanocortins. We're a big fan. I want to invite you again, if you have a question about beginning your customized peptide journey, please go to our website and fill out our onboarding questionnaire and let them know what you're looking for, and the staff can help you with that and make these peptides available to you. Again, thank you for your attention. Please remember to like and subscribe. Subscribers of the podcast mean a lot. Appreciate the views. Hit the button to be notified of the upcoming episodes. Hopefully I gave you kind of the down and dirty on melanotan. I think it's certainly been a part of my journey and pretty crucial and often ignored. And I think that it's certainly one of the go-tos for most people that have been doing peptides for a while as a patient. So again, thank you so much for your time and attention. And with that, I want to just make sure you know how much we love and appreciate your attention and your trust as patients. Again, thank you so much.